Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beast Transformation Takedown. I almost forgot what it's called. Episode number 2. This time we got two more beasts fighting out for a spot in round 2. There we are. Now I can actually talk. And yeah, this one is, in my opinion, probably the most boring matchup, but I'll see what I can do to try and make it an interesting battle. So, representing Series 4, the Amulet of Avantia, one of the few beasts that have the access to change their form, and one which I would say is a strong piece of Series 4, but I wouldn't say it's the best. But in previous tournaments, hasn't really done that great. So probably going out for redemption here. We have Equinus, the Spirit Horse, versus his opponent. Representing Series 16, the Siege of Gwildor. Also, one that hasn't done great in previous tournaments. In one tournament, even dying to Plexor the Raging Reptile in round 1. We have Ronak, the Toxic Terror. So, Equinus versus Ronak. This is going to be a very quick battle, probably. And do I know what I'm going to do? No. So, let's get to the stats, so then it'll give me time to think about what to actually do with this. So, we're going to start the stats off by talking about Equinus the Spirit Horse, one of the most vile and dangerous of the ghost beasts who dwell in the Forbidden Land, is Equinus the Spirit Horse. His skeletal face is a mask of hatred and evil, frightening all wildlife in the dead jungle, where he has made his lair. When Equinus is in his ghostly form, it is possible to see the beast's black heart. Age 310, power 189, magic level 181, fright factor 85, size 148. Powers and abilities: spectral form, life force absorption. Spectral form, like the other ghost beast, Equinus can switch between a physical form and in spectral form at will, becoming intangible. However, he can't attack when in that form. Life force absorption. When in the spectral form, Equinus can steal other life force. Okay, so maybe he can do that. But that doesn't kill them, but reduces them to a husk of their former selves. A being with enough strength of heart can resist his attempt to steal their life force. So with that, I'm going to do it along the lines of, yeah, he can take the life force, but okay, for him, it'll have to be on a timer, being in the spectral form. Thick hide, enhanced speed, splitting and fusionism, and speech, only in the form of a giant. Equipment, club, and a tree branch. A club is the equipment, but tree branch is when he lost the club in the book. Weaknesses is life force requirement. Equinus needs to steal others' life force to live, and link to the other. When split into, the entities that form Equinus are linked to one another, meaning the horse will be reduced to dust if the giant is defeated, so only one of them needs to be defeated. Ronak the Toxic Terror. The wicked witch Kenta not only cursed an innocent ram to become a beast who rampaged through Gwildor, but also poisoned his hooves so that every step he takes destroys soil and vegetation. Age 7, power 24. 24, really? Magic level 181, fright factor 85, size 152. Powers and abilities: natural weaponry, poisonous claws, enhanced strength, enhanced durability, and enhanced speed. Weaknesses: reversion from removal of horn. Okay, going back to Ronak the Toxic Terror. After seeing a abnormally small power level for a ram-like beast, which would probably indicate strong physical attack, in the Holy Bible, the power says 24. However, according to the Beast Quest card for Ronak, as well as the Beast Quest wiki, it is the power level for Ronak is most likely 284, and there was just a typo when it came to doing Ronak's entry in the Beast Quest Bible, where they missed the 8. But yep, Ronak's power level is 284. Okay, so now we're back. Sorted out the little error when it came to Ronak's stats. But hey ho, it's interesting to see that stat is wrong. I am now curious if that typo actually made it into the new generation era of Battle of the Beasts. If it has, then oh dear, we can't edit it now. But for being a beast that not many people like, and I think myself, Lucas, and Jack all collectively say is the worst of Series 16. I think it's really surprising that it's not really any surprise that none of us have noticed that. So yeah, Equinus versus Ronak battlefield. Let's just do a grassy plain. You guys, yeah, grassy plain. With that, let's get into this. As the chamber doors open, both the beasts charge out of their arena, out of their chamber, staring down each other, charging right towards each other. Each step the Ronak takes, the soil, the grass wilts away to a brown husk, let's say. I don't know. Equinus galloping on, lifting up both his hands to try and scare the ram. Ronak is unfazed whatsoever, continues to charging. Equinus goes into a spectral form, ready to take the life force of Ronak. Ronak immediately darts to one side jumps to one side but loses his balance, falls over in the process. But he gets back up and charges up behind Equinus, who ran out of time with his spectral form, and gets hit by Ronak in his rear, knocking him down to the side. Equinus roars in anger and charges up towards Ronak. They about to collide into each other. Equinus grabs onto Ronak's hooves and pushes him back. Ronak's pushing Equinus back. Equinus then smirks, and then a swirly cloud envelops Equinus to where out of it comes a horse which gallops around the arena, and left in Equinus's spot, a giant pushing at Ronak's horns, being able to push him far back to where they're no longer head to head with each other. He grabs the club and just hits it against his hand in a way of going testing him, going come on. Ronak, unfazed by this, charges up towards the giant, who lifts up his club and knocks Ronak to the side, knocking him to the ground. Ronak gets up, a bit dazed, goes to charge up at him again, but the horse comes up behind Ronak and pushes him to his side, in which Ronak turns around, bites down on the horse. The horse whinnies in pain, and the giant roars in pain from feeling that pain. Ronak tosses the horse aside and continues charging up towards the giant, in which the giant goes to hit him again. But Ronak was fast this time, lifts up his head and knocking the giant Equinus the giant to the side. As the giant lands, he gets back up, ready in his club, going to throw it at Ronak. Ronak is charging up towards Equinus, and as the club hits him, it just bounces off his head like it's nothing. The giant stares in utter shock as Ronak continues to charge up towards him, in which the horse gallops up to protect the giant, and instantly the horse collides into the giant, forming Equinus again. Equinus is able to push Ronak back, but Ronak, learning from his mistakes last time, buries his rear hooves into the ground, lifts his body up, and using his front hooves, digs them into Equinus's chest, dragging the claws down. Equinus roars in pain from this harsh injury. The acid doesn't seem to be doing much to him, but the pain from the claws did do something to him. He reels back, covering up his wounds, as he's greeted by Ronak charging up right towards him again. Equinus just stares and acts helpless, waiting for Ronak to just collide with him. And right at the last second, Equinus smirks and turns into a spectral form as Ronak runs right through him. Immediately when Ronak ran right through him, Ronak instantly freezes and comes to a complete stop. Equinus comes out of his spectral form, smirking, and returns back to his giant and horse form, where the giant picks up the club and, lifting it over Ronak's head, brings it down, smashing the head into the ground, and he continues to keep smashing the club against the Ronak's head until it's just a bloody pulp over the floor. And the grass has turned from green to brown to red. So, and with that, the horse and giant form together to make Equinus, and Equinus makes his way back to his chamber. roaring in a sort of laughter from this very quick and violent victory. So with that, Equinus has won, Ronak has lost. Do you think Ronak should have won? Please in the comments below what you think of that. How my words final, and Equinus moving on to the next round. So what gives Equinus the victory here is that they were relatively evenly matched when it came to their main forms, where I think Ronak might be able to win. But with Equinus being able to split forms, as long as he protects the horse, the giant can hold his own. And whilst still might be a kind of a disadvantage against the ram, being able to deflect him but also hold him down is good enough. Just stalling him until the timer for the spectral form has disappeared and he can go back into his spectral form. So this is just for Equinus. His spectral form has a timer of, let's say, 10 seconds. And after 5 minutes, give or take, he can have the ability to go back into his normal form, into his spectral form, after the 5-minute rest period. So he just needs to stall Ronak until then, and that's exactly what he did. So didn't get a quick victory, but did get a quick victory, if you know what I mean. So I think it was just a stall game. Being honest, I don't really care for these beasts. So I'm aware this isn't the most interesting matchup. In my opinion, it's the least interesting. I did the best I can do. Not the biggest fan of it. But Equinus is moving on to the next round because of this spectral form ability being a bit overpowered. But as the Beast Quest wiki stated, if the victim happens to have a strong strength of heart, then this life force absorption won't work. Ronak is a ram, and yeah, I do not believe has the strength of heart to continue in this tournament. Yes, I may be dissing Ronak, but also I've yet to meet someone who actually likes this beast. So I don't think anyone would mind that I just completely diss and destroy Ronak. So yeah, that's why Equinus wins. Relatively easy victory on his part. This battle was not the most interesting one, I understand that. So let's end the video now and move on to the next battle, which hopefully should be a little bit more interesting. Until then, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.